Hey ladies and gents, hopefully everybody's having a good day, night, morning, even wherever you're at. Excuse me, I actually gotta take a drink really quick. Mouth's a little dry, cotton mouth, but what better way than, no, I'm not sponsored, this is what I'm drinking, so, but, nonetheless, it's been a while since I've done any content or any videos on the customers, Galax 4090 HOF build, and the reason behind that is because I've actually been more or less holding me and the customer. We've been talking and everything, and well, he's taking care of some things on his end, which I know what's going on, but none of my business to talk about. Nonetheless, I've more or less been storing the rig here, and I want to say it's about 95% complete, and I'm going to explain all that because we actually discussed a couple different things yesterday, and there's a slight little change up with this build that's going to be done too now, which was never planned, but I'm going to take and explain a few things so that way it's more, you'll understand it, so that way you guys will understand it more. But the reason why I've pretty much backed off of the build isn't because I can't finish it. I can add how it sits right now. I've got everything I need to finish it off. But I said for the last couple of months, me and the customer have been talking about the 5090, and he's already planning on getting one and sending it to me, etc., etc., etc. So I've pretty much, as I had told the customer, I will tell you guys the same thing too. I pretty much, when he was telling me about getting the 5090, and then we were talking about sending it to me so I could water block it, do a couple mods to it, etc., etc., etc. As I had told him, I backed off of it because I didn't feel like there was any point of me finishing the build off, shipping it back to him. That when the 5090 gets released, he sends the 5090 to me as well as the build, as well as this rig. I do what I do to the 5090 and then install it and ship it back. There's just going to be a double shipping cost on his end because the customer paid to have all this hardware shipped to me. Now when the rig is done, he's going to pay the shipping back to the rig to him, and then if he ships it back to me for the 5090 to get put in, he's going to be shipping the rig back to me again. Then we get shipped back to him, and he's covering all these expenses. Well, realistically, it's his responsibility too, but nonetheless. Me and the customer, we were actually talking yesterday, and he was telling me probably next week or the following week or whatever, that he was thinking about having the rig go back to him, which is no problem whatsoever. Customer's rig, if he wants it back, he's got every right to have it back. So I had already let him know that I will take it and I will be cracking on the rig. So next week, with my following days off from work, I'm gonna start getting cracking on the rig, start getting things buttoned up. But here's where a couple changes come into play, which I'll talk about now. Now, in case some of you don't know, this rig is actually set up. I've designed it and built it to where this side glass here, which is actually sitting over here, this side glass here is not meant to be put on it. Hence why all the fans are set to exhaust. It's a semi-open case, which overall is better for airflow. Which people can argue that all they want. I've already proved it with my line lead case. It works phenomenal, and there's no dust involved in anything whatsoever. Which I really didn't want to do this, but I'll take it and I'll show it really quick. Here's my line lead case. I move my cup over, or my drink over. I will turn the RGB on, and as you can see with mine, since I built it, I haven't wiped nothing down at all, no dust at all. Still looks brand spanking new, and that's exactly how it's ran. That's exactly how I run it. Oh, and I got a little something coming in the mail in the next day or so for this, so because I'm gonna be changing things up a bit with that, but. This video isn't about that. So, back to this now. Whew. But anyhow, yes, I took in started changing things up a little bit. So this is so far. I'm gonna turn the light on. Come on, I gotta zoom in a little bit. Stupid camera won't let me do it without me being zoomed in. Come on. I'm not trying to be on ultra wide. There we go. I did change things up a little bit because the customer sent me these ram sticks, which these are very good ram sticks. They're Trident ram sticks. I think they're the 24 or 64. I forgot the exact specs of them, but these ram sticks here are a lot better than what the customer had before, or what was originally in here. Believe it or not, the sticks that are in here, the sticks that are in my line lead right now, which I run at, which those are Tridents as well. Those are 32 gigs, and I run those at 8,000 megahertz CL36 at 1.40 volts. Could I drop the voltage? I probably could, but I don't care. They're running solid. I have zero issues with them, so I'm just leaving them. And those were the sticks that were actually in this, and I actually bought those off the customer. Yeah, I do buy things off of them as well. But again, but back to this. So yeah, as you can see, I changed things up a little bit, try to make it cleaner. What I actually plan on taking in and do, changing up the loop a little bit, what I actually plan on taking in and doing is I'm gonna have this outlet here come down to here, and I'm gonna drill here and do a pass through here, and then have the CPU loop jump out the bottom here, because everything, the only parts of the loop that the dual loop system here, the only parts that are going to be showing are the parts that have to for connections. Other than that, everything's completely hidden. So that's going to be pretty like that. And then yeah, you see all this craziness here. This is all done. Got to run the wires for the distro plates, which it is what it is. Now on the end of this, I had already talked to the customer, and I had already told the customer how I had it set up. I told him how I built it, how it's designed to run just like my line lead case, where the side is off of it, and he's perfectly okay with that, which I'm actually glad, because I really didn't want to take and make any of these intake, because yeah, it is what it is. I just like having all exhaust and having the whole side being intake. It's going that route with it. Again, I've already proven it with my builds. Running the side panel off, you don't need intake fans. All you need is exhaust, because all your air gets sucked in through here. Yeah, so what I'm going to take and do is I'm going to end up popping this adapter here off, because this is where the door slides on. I'm going to be popping this off, and I'm going to be taking and going to Lowe's and buying metal flat stock, and I'm actually going to build a trim that goes right around here, so it covers it up, so more or less it's going to make it look like the case is designed to where it was designed to not run a side panel. So I have all this covered up with a piece of flat stock, and originally I told the customer I was going to paint it white, but to go with this Giga Chrome right here, I'm gonna take that I'm gonna take the flat stock, and I'm actually gonna chrome that as well. So pretty much, like, see how this is all chromed, how this square here is chromed. Picture this here with flat stock going all the way around. That's literally, it's gonna be this chrome here, this gig here, mirrored for, it's like just this square here, giant for right here. It's going to be all flat stock, and as I said, I'm going to pop this off so it's all nice and flat, and it's going to have the flat stock going down the back here, across the bottom here, up the front here, and across the top here, and it's going to be chromed. Which is going to be really cool, because the surprise that I've gotten started for the customer, that it's my surprise that I paid for, that I'm doing for the customer, is just because I want to do a little extra for him, because how good he is to me. Because I've bought some hardware off of him in the past, and different things that he's done for me. I want to do extra for him, and yes, it's at my expense. I'm not like that with everybody. Not like that with everybody whatsoever. It's just, I know the guy very well. We were friends way before I even started working on his stuff. It's just when it comes to doing this stuff, I've proven myself to him. He knows my work. He knows the quality I put into my work. Outside of me, when I'm just screwing around with mine, and I've shown really crap work on my stuff when I just didn't care. I was just doing it to have fun. But when I get serious in the building, well, you see how this comes out. You're seeing how this customer build comes out when I get serious in building. And if you also want to know how serious I am in building, on my YouTube, well, for those of you on Facebook, if you hit my YouTube, and I've got a video that says finally, I believe the video's title is finally wrapped up my 1000D. That's the kind of quality of work that I put out when I'm serious. That 1000D is oh my god, insane. I still love watching the reveal video of that, but again, that's besides the point. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna be that. Gonna do the side trim here. Gonna be doing that. Gonna be putting a pass-through down there for the CPU end, and I start doing the GPU end. Still ain't figured out how I'm gonna hide these wires, but I kind of have sort of an idea, but I don't know yet. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But I did run into a little jam up, which is up here, as you see, because yes, I did start trying to figure out the loop on this end. But what I actually think I'm gonna do to fix this is more than likely next week, when I actually start cracking on this case for the customer. I got kind of an idea where I could just take this radiator and just flip it around to where the inlet and outlet's on the bottom here. So then when I take and I come out of the outlet here, shoot into the top of the radiator there, or I may shoot out here, I don't know yet. Or I can also take and have the radiator take, and I don't know, this is a very tight area to work in, so I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. I really don't, because I also have the radiator down here, which I'll pop which if I can, I'll show you this really quick. Come on, there we go. I'm hoping it's gonna play nice and just pop open for me there. As you can see, there's a radiator down there. That's for the GPU end. But yeah, so that's pretty much where that's at. So for those of you who think that this build disappeared, no, don't be mistaken. This building disappeared. I've been sitting back on it because, like I said, the customer is got some things going on, and things seem to be leveling back out now, to put it in the most respectable way that I can put it. Things seem to be leveling back out. No, he does not owe me no money whatsoever. This has all already been paid for. He owes me zero money. I've more or less, for the time being, been storing the rig for him, and the only reason why I've backed off of it is, as the customer knows, because I told him point blank, the reason why I've backed off of it is mainly for two things. One, when we were talking about the 5090, the RTX 5090, I told him point blank it would be pointless. Well, I already explained that in the beginning of the video. So yeah, I've taken and I've backed off of it. That, and it's also given me time to put more time into things that's going on in my own personal life, which not getting into that. Yeah, so that's pretty much that. So but the customer, like I said, the customer had taken and told me that about the next week or so, he should be ready for me to ship the rig. So come next week, on my starting of my days off, start getting cracking on this, which means more content is coming. You guys are going to finally see this wrapped up. Typically, it never takes me this long to do a build, but I've never taken this long to do a build at all to get a rig up and running. But in the case of the customer, it's turned into a gig of where I was pushing, doing the quality, and things happened, and I told the customer I would store the rig here for him, and that's what it turned into. It turned into a storage gig, which is no problem at all, because we worked on things, we took care of business on everything that we had agreed to. And then it turned into the gig of the 5090, and now it's coming down to the gig of, in the next couple of weeks he'll be ready for me to ship it back. So that's literally how this is all gone. So yeah, no, there's been no issues whatsoever. I've sat back on the rig specifically because the customer gave me that window because of things that he's doing on his end. That's exactly how it is, and the customer knows that. I've made it clear as day to him that that's what I was doing, and he's been completely fine with it. But yeah, so again, that's about it with this. And as I said, get ready, ladies and gents. The 4090 HOF build, pretty soon she's gonna be coming alive. So, and there will be content of it coming with it up and running, all filled up with fluid, the screen up and running, me playing around with it, doing different little things with it. I probably do some minor little overclocking with, not going crazy with it, because it's my build. If I go crazy with it, it's not my build. If I go crazy with it and something breaks, I've got a lot of explaining to do, and there's a shit ton of money sitting here. So I may overclock it a little bit, play around with it a little bit, but not push it crazy hard, but push it more or less on a scale of 1 to 10. I may push it like a level 5 hard instead of pushing as hard as I possibly can and risking breaking something. But yeah, so that's pretty much that. Just shy of 16 minutes in. I've done way more talking than I should have in this video. So yeah, again, ladies and gents, get ready for it. This build is about to be completed, and your guys are going to be seeing it up and running in all her glory. I can't wait. I really can't wait. That being said, hopefully everybody has a good day, night, morning, evening, wherever you're at. I'm out. Later.